to talk to you why it's important to get your hunting and fishing license here in the great state of West Virginia. Throughout my 22 years of living here in West Virginia, I've spent the majority of the time fishing and hunting in this great state. The best part about living in West Virginia is our natural resources, our beautiful views, and our amazing fishing and hunting. One thing that I've noticed growing up is that sometimes even people that I know don't buy their hunting and fishing license. A lot of them seem to think, oh, we have a lot of fish. Why would we have to buy a license to keep a fish or just to fish for them for fun? A lot of people think, why do we have to use a hunting license to go kill a deer when there's so many we hit them with our cars? Well, it's simple. It puts money into our departments. It puts money into our resources, and it makes the hunting and fishing that much better. Growing up and watching the wildlife biologists of West Virginia use their funds, it's really interesting on what they use it for. Every time that you pay for a hunting or fishing license, let's use fishing for an example first. Every time you use a fishing license, it's about $25 roughly, and then if you want a trout stamp on top of that, it's an extra $12. So every fishing license is $37 in West Virginia if you want the trout stamp. The fishing license would allow you to fish on any public body of water, and it would allow you to keep a limit of fish, each depending on what kind of fish it is. And also the trout stamp would allow you to fish in any body of water that trout are located in, and would also allow you to keep a certain amount of trout as well. But with these fishing licenses, what they do is the Wildlife Department of Natural Resources of West Virginia, they will take the money that people spend on these fishing licenses and they will put it straight back into the resource. A lot of the money spent on the fishing license will be spent on pounds of trout hatched from eggs in the fish hatcheries, and that costs money, and they will be stocked into the streams all over the mountains of West Virginia. And what this does is it brings people in from out of state. This past spring, I made a trip to the Elk River. It's very great up there. It's scenic. It's amazing. A lot of state parks. And during our fly fishing excursion, we were fishing the Elk Creek and a little part of Common Bro State Park. There were not millions actually, but there were thousands of people from out of state, and it was really good to see. And these people are coming from out of state to enjoy these amazing natural resources we have fishing and hunting wise, and it's really great to see. On the hunting aspects of it, it's the same way. People hit deers with their cars around here. You see them everywhere. You see them in your yard before you go to sleep. They're literally everywhere. But the thing is we still have to regulate them. By keeping a regulation on deer, people can't go out and poach a whole lot of deer and it kill our resources of deer in the future. Believe it or not, if we don't have limits on deer and make people pay for their tags, people will eventually hunt out the deer. I know poachers around here. I've seen stories on the DNR of people hunting deer illegally, killing up to 15, 20 deers in one season when sometimes they're only allowed 2 to 3 tags. It's pretty incredible. And also, a lot of our money at the Wildlife and Game Resources Office will also go into zoos around the area. Like if you guys have ever been to the game farm outside of Buchanan, it is through the expense of a lot of the DNR and Department of Natural Resources funds. It's really great to see that these funds for our fishing license and our hunting license are going to a great thing. So it's very important to buy your hunting and fishing license. It always will be. And every time that you buy your hunting and fishing license, just know that it's going back to you. It goes right back into the resources, drawing people in from out of state. It's making the hunting and fishing better. It's making our state better. It's making it pop. Without fishing and hunting, the state of West Virginia would be half of what it is now. And the money that we get from our hunting and fishing license is really what pushes the state forward. It pushes our state parks, our national parks, and it pushes our hunting and fishing. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed my persuasive